Tom Jackson, and I'm going to show you really quickly an out-of-the-box kind of review of the Bosch GLL30S self-leveling crossline laser. Crossline is just a fancy word for vertical and horizontal leveling lines. It is self-leveling cross laser, and the Pittsburgh self-leveling laser level, which is basically the same thing. I'm going to show you the differences of these two kits. So let's get started. So we've got the Bosch. In the Bosch kit, there was really only the self-leveling unit itself, which basically looks like a tape measure. You can see the unit right there. I'll show you the unit here in a second as well. And you can see everything in the box right there. It's the clamp, a little case, and then the unit itself. It has about a 30-foot line, 30-foot range. Same thing with the Pittsburgh version. Now, the Pittsburgh version came with the tripod itself as well. It came with some glasses, and then also in the carrying case that this came in as well is a target that you can use to help adjust the unit as well, or calibrate a little bit. Not really calibrate it, but just test it and make sure it's a level line and stuff as well if you want to test it. You don't really need that extra stuff that they throw in there. I'm going to show you right now. You can see it is the middle of the day. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon. There's plenty of sunlight outside here in my barn where I usually do my work on projects and stuff. So plenty of daylight. Here's the two units. You can see the Pittsburgh unit. You can see the tripod it came with. It does have a leveling pad that you can kind of control the unit. I did watch somebody else's review, and they asked, kind of why this is on here. Because the unit is self-leveling, it still does have to be on a, somewhat level surface for it to function properly, because it can't hit any of the sides because that'll skew the lines as well too. So it does still need to be somewhat level. So that really kind of is a benefit on the Pittsburgh, that it does come with its own tripod and level. And by the way, both of these units are really only about $10 difference for these two units. And I'll show you a couple other features that are different with these two units as well too. Once again, the Bosch didn't come with a tripod. I used my Targus tripod, which is just a camera tripod. The clamp seemed to clamp right onto my base for my quick clip for my camera as well. And then I just adjusted it. And then the Bosch, even though it's self-leveling, once again, it doesn't have any leveling units connected to it to tell you, if it's level or not. So you kind of have to get in there and adjust the unit and play with it forward and backwards and make sure it's somewhat level. When the light is on, when you're using the unit, if the unit isn't square, the lines will flash, and that means that you need to kind of come back to the unit and make sure that it's level and straight. The Pittsburgh unit, it doesn't have to be, it does have to be level, but it doesn't flash any lights if it's not or anything. You just kind of have to know to kind of look at your base and make sure it is level. So let's go ahead and turn on the units, and we'll show you the difference between the leveling lights and the clarity during the day. And then we'll also close up my barn here in a few minutes, and we will turn off the lights, get it a little darker in here so we can tell the difference of these two units. Now, the Bosch unit has one single switch. It does say on the box that it is a locking unit, but the Bosch unit only locks in the off position. In other words, the unit that's inside of here, when you look at it, I don't want to show you when the laser's going inside of there, but there's a unit in there that swings when it's on and open, and that's how it's self-leveling. Obviously, it locks only when it's in the off position. So right now you can see, if you look at that line, just the slightest movement of this unit makes that pendulum in there, the leveling unit, kind of go crazy until it settles down and quits swinging. And that's when you get your level line. Once again, if you have the unit kind of crooked a little bit, you can see that the line will start to blink on you. That's how you know, hey, my unit's crooked. You can see I skewed it. So then you have to come back to the unit, kind of make sure that it's square, and that blinking eventually will go away, and your line will stay on the wall, and everything's good. So, kind of a cool feature that that, hey, your unit's not level if the line is blinking. Now, the Pittsburgh unit, it has on and off switches on the top for vertical and horizontal lines, and it has a locking mechanism down here on the bottom. Okay, so if you want to turn on your vertical line, You can turn on your vertical line, and then you can turn on your horizontal line. And you can see the quality of the line, not much difference when you talk about these two units. I'll try to get up in here as close as I can without interfering with the line. But you can see not a lot of difference when you talk about these two units in the line clarity, even when you get in here close. I happen to think even the Pittsburgh line is a little bit cleaner. The Bosch line seems a little bit fatter over here when you really get in and look at that line quality between the two different units. This is during the day. Once again, we can show you here in a few seconds what it's like when you turn off the lights, or at least close up this barn in the dark, what the line quality might be as well too. Once again, you can lock the Pittsburgh unit on the back by swinging the unit, or swinging that switch. Now the Pittsburgh unit, the pendulum in there is locked, so when you move this around, you can actually get different angles, do different things with it. I kind of like that feature, but once again, if you lock it and you move your unit around, you might, if you change your levels pads here, you're going to throw off your level line, so it can get dangerous if you use that lock at the inappropriate times as well. So be careful of that. Once again, the Pittsburgh unit has the ability on the built-in, or the tripod that comes with it, the ability to crank this up for higher positioning. My Targus unit has that ability too as well. I watched another review where they said this was a low quality on this Pittsburgh unit, but I happen to think I think it's the exact same quality that I have on my Targus when you really look at the quality of the pin. So once again, I don't see any quality issues with cranking this up or down. I don't think it's flimsy at all compared to the market for what you spend for sometimes good money for a quality tripod as well too. So let's close the barn up and we'll show you what it's like in the line quality. I'm just going to set my phone down here so you can see those lines. Then we'll close the barn up. Let's go in and zoom in and we'll take a look at these lines once again. Now that it's a little bit darker environment. Not really darker here in the barn itself, around this area. It is the rest of the barn, but not really in here. Line quality of the Pittsburgh, if I can keep it in focus, is pretty similar to the Bosch, even in dark environments. So that's the Bosch point right there. And here is the Pittsburgh point, which I think is a little bit cleaner actually even. So once again, that's the two units right here. I like them both. I think for the money though, I think the Harbor Freight Pittsburgh unit wins my vote. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, make sure to subscribe to my channel and make sure you set the notifications so you get more great updates when I send them out. Thanks for watching.